Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is Nana, and I wanted to give you all some information about the Avant program. I know some of you just joined us, so I'm making this recording so that we all have the information, and whenever we have new people join, we will just go ahead and repost this so they can have all the information they need. This group is it's tailored to the Avant program, which is a international recruiting company here in the United States, and they specialize in recruiting professional nurses from over 60 countries to come to the United States and work as US RNs. So there is a process. It's a 9-step process, but I will be talking about the application part, which is step 1 first, because that is the first thing that they look at and then decide whether to refuse you or to accept you into the program. So we will begin by talking about the qualifications. So Avant recruits for registered nurses, physical therapists, and occupational therapists. So I will be talking about the registered nursing. That is the one that they are looking for the most. But if you're a physical therapist or occupational therapist, you qualify as well. Now, these are the program requirements or qualifications. So for nurses, you have to have at least 1 year of current and consistent experience at either a large secondary level or tertiary level hospital. Now, this is very important. You have to have at least 80 plus beds in the facility. It is not in the unit that you work in. They're asking as the facility, the hospital, the overall beds in the hospital. So that's a qualification that you have to be working an 80 plus beds facility. Also, you have to have your general registered nurse certificate. That's important to have that. So please ensure that you have that. If you have that, you qualify. Another qualification is that you have to meet the English proficiency, but you do not need this before you apply. So this is after. So I know we have a couple of questions pertaining to the English proficiency. Yes, that is required to process the visa, but that is after you have been accepted. So we will not worry about that yet. But to apply, what you do need is, again, be a registered nurse, physical therapist, or occupational therapist. You must hold a current license in your country. And the second requirement is to have at least 1 year of current and consistent experience. Again, in a large facility, a hospital with 80 beds or more, please. That's very important. Or when they look at your application, they know because they will research the hospital and they have all the resources to look at the number of beds that your facility has. So that is very important. So if you meet these qualifications or requirements, you qualify. So these are the program requirements. A question that we have been receiving a lot is whether Avant accepts mental health nurses. At the moment, unfortunately, they do not accept mental health nurses. Also, with midwives, the midwives, if you were a registered nurse and you went to basically acquired more education and went into midwifery, that's a different situation. So far as you hold that general registered nurse license, you qualify. But if you went straight into midwifery and you do not hold that general registered nurse, you do not qualify. So I hope that makes sense, that clarification. Yes, they do accept midwives if you hold the registered nurse certificate as your formal or primary nursing education. The skills that they're really looking for, or the specialties, is if you have experience in med-surg, that's a big one. Med-surg, ICU, ER, any acute care, those are that will really increase your chance of being successful and being accepted. So if you work in any of these specialties, yes, you qualify and you have a high chance because that is the skills level that they're looking for that they see in a tertiary level or large secondary level hospital. Now I'll move on and talk about the process. So what do you require to begin this process? The first thing is to turn in an application form. Now, this is where, as a consultant, I can help you. If you do qualify, like we talked about, if you meet the qualifications, that's very important, please. Then what you can do is send me your email address. If you send me your email address, we will refer you to Avant and they will contact you and give you the instructions on how to proceed with the application. Now, with the application, please, it's very important that you attach a CV. You need a detailed CV to make you successful or competitive. Please make sure you outline your experience. It's very important because, again, they're looking for who is more experienced, who has what we're looking for, the skills. Make sure your CV has a column for your nursing education, what kind of degree you hold, whether a bachelor's or diploma. Specify that, what year to what year. And under experience, make sure you also specify what experience you have. Even with your current job, make sure that's listed first so they see that is your current job right now, and then you can list where you've worked previously. And it's important that you specify the duration from what date to what date did you end on those jobs. That's very important so they can see the amount of experience you have. And then under each hospital or facility you worked at, also specify how many beds that's there. That will give you a plus, because if they see that you've already written that on there, and which they will verify, by the way, but make sure that's true, first of all. But if it is an 80-plus facilities, it's good to explain that on your CV as well, that you work in so-and-so, a hospital with 100 beds, so that it's there, because that is the first thing they're looking at, your CV or your resume. It's very important. Your skill set should also be another section in your CV. That's very important. Make sure you list your skills, what you did in the different units that you work, med surg. Again, you can put your skill sets in there so they know the skill sets that you have and see if you qualify, because that is the first step. They will weed through all the applicants and look at your CV. So this is your ticket. Let me put it that way. That is your ticket in getting accepted. So please make sure you have all the pertinent information on there. Your name, your email address. That's very important. That is written correctly, because that they do a lot of response with email. Make sure you have a phone number they can reach you. That's also very important. Now, after you've submitted your application, and again, the recruitment team will look through, and if they like what they see, if they like you, they will contact you for next steps. Now, step 2, that's where we get to step 2, is the interview. You will have an interview where you tell Avant about your American dream and your nursing experience. They want to make sure that what you've written, again, on your CV is true. So it's very, very important that it's truthful, because they will verify and give you an interview, and they can tell when it's false. So please ensure that everything on your CV is correct, it's true and accurate. And they will, again, this will be the step 2, that will be the interview. Now, after the interview, if they want to move forward with you, they will give you what we call employment agreement, and which is a contract. And if you accept that contract, then they move forward with you in the next step. So step 3 is accepting the offer. So that will come after the interview. Now, after step 3, we move on to step 4, which is the document collection. So once you have accepted the offer, this is when they will start the process of you coming to the United States. First of all, they will need to, again, verify your documents. So they will give you a list of documents that they need from you, such as transcripts and transcript reviews that you have to take to your where you went to nursing school, for them to send back a verification that you did do those classes, you did attain your degree from there. So it's very important that you put accurate information, because they will verify with your institution, with your school. Number 5, step 5. So after that part, the document and verification process, then you move on to the NCLEX. It is important that you pass the NCLEX. That is one of the requirements, and also the English proficiency exam. Again, all these, let me clarify, you do not have to pay for these. The NCLEX and the proficiency, they will, the recruitment team will have someone who is a specialist work with you in getting you signed up for all these exams. With the NCLEX, they do have an NCLEX review program for you. Again, they want you to pass so that you can come to the United States. So they have an NCLEX review that is included as well. And they will go over those with you at that point. I know I mentioned earlier that we also have, I do not work with Avant. I am a consultant. But what we do have is I have Depez Review, which she's a master's degree nurse here. She's a nurse practitioner, and she has her company, which is called Depez Review, and she has a very high success rate where she has given people who have failed the NCLEX 4 times, she's helped them pass. So she posted on there before, but I will let her also introduce herself, and once you get to this point, you can contact her. She does their NCLEX review in Tree, which is great. So, especially coming from Ghana, some of the concepts or some of the language is difficult to understand. So she will be able to help you in that, to understand the American jargon. So that's at the Depez Review, and she has packages for you if you're interested to pass the NCLEX. Moving on to step 6. So after you've done the NCLEX, then the Avant will start the green card processing. Again, they will do everything for you. They will let you know what they need from you, what documents they need to do the process. So in the green card process, it can take as little as 8 months. It depends, again, on how quickly you finish the NCLEX. Oh, I forgot to mention, with the NCLEX, yes, they pay for the review and everything. And also, they pay for you to go to South Africa. That is the only testing site currently in Africa. So they will pay for your flight. They will pay for your hotel to go to South Africa to take the NCLEX. You do not have to pay for it. Again, you do not pay for it. That is great, right? Step 7. So you arrive in the USA. You will have to go through a clinical preparation program in Orlando, Florida. It's a 6-week program, and this is where there will be clinical nurses there that will transition you, give you the skills that you need to begin work in the U.S. hospitals. They will teach you how to use some of the equipment, medical equipment, and the head-to-toe assessments and the skills. So that is when you arrive in Orlando, Florida. Will be 6 weeks of clinical preparation. And then step 8, you begin work. They will assign you you will travel to the location of your new home and new job. It could be, they have various states. It could be Philadelphia, it could be New York, Texas. That's what we've been seeing. The nurse that I met currently here is in North Dakota. So that's also a option. So it depends on the vacancy. So they will let you know which location you are going to. Now, people ask, will they sponsor my family? Yes, they do. The nurse that I met recently who works here at our hospital, she actually had, they sponsored for her husband and her 2 kids to come. So this is a very great program with benefits. And when she arrived for the clinical preparation program in Orlando, they also taught her how to drive. They provide you with free driving lessons as well. They basically make sure that coming from Ghana to here, that your transition is smooth. So everything that you need, the resources that you need to be comfortable in the United States, they provide for you. The job also comes with health insurance and many benefits. So this is a very, very great program. So if you're interested, again, email me. If you qualify specially, please email me so we can get the process started for you. Last but not least is step 9. Living your American dream. So after you are placed in your facility, an Avant will let you do a story, and tell people about how you're living your dream. And that is just a short part of it to encourage other people to apply, your friends and family and other professionals that are in Ghana to see that, to see a Ghanaian here, and that will also inspire them to take that step in achieving their American dream. So this is just a short brief on the process. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact me. Again, this is Nana. I'm a consultant. You can always reach out to me, and we do want to see our people excel and come here in the United States and live the American dream. Have a great day. If you have any questions, let me know.